Hello and welcome to the Street Crime UK YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Today we look at a conspiracy theorist who caused damage worth more than £100,000 by torching a 5G mast has walked free from court. David Patterson was mentally unwell and had previously covered himself in tinfoil to protect himself from waves from the masts. Delusional online theories about the dangers posed by the technology sparked the drastic action and arson attack in Gateshead. Mr. Patterson set fire to one of the masts above a garage, causing between £100,000 and £150,000 of damage to the mast and around £15,000 of damage to the business. Newcastle Crown Court heard Mr. Patterson, who has schizophrenia, was suffering a mental disorder at the time and had been adversely influenced by material he had read online. He had stopped taking his antipsychotic medication intended to kill himself, but was persuaded not to by a police officer, the court heard. After reading mental health reports on him, Judge Sarah Mallet imposed a 12-month prison sentence, suspended for 2 years with 200 hours of unpaid work and rehabilitation. The judge told him, "You thought it was necessary to destroy it to protect others. Obviously that was a product of your mental ill health at the time. You were experiencing a psychotic episode at the time." Reports said Mr. Patterson represents a low risk of reoffending and medium risk of harm to members of the public. Judge Mallet said at a previous hearing he believed he was protecting his family and others in reality from the harm he thinks in his delusional beliefs was coming from an aerial. She added, Mr. Patterson believed tins and tinfoil act as a barrier from the waves he believed he was experiencing from the 5G masts, furthered as it was that belief by material that is accessible on the internet that frankly feeds beliefs that are widely considered and accepted to be completely delusional. Mr. Patterson, 41, went to Wardley Garage on Sunderland Road, Gateshead, which had a 5G mast attached to the roof in the early hours of June 22nd, 2020. The owner of the garage got a call around 4:30 AM saying the building was on fire, but in fact it was the BT-owned mast which had been torched. Alec Burns, prosecuting, said a witness who lives nearby was woken at around 4 AM and saw Mr. Patterson get out of his car and noticed his car registration. She then heard the sound of the burning and saw him return to his car. Mr. Patterson of Penta Street East, Felling, Gateshead, stayed in the area and was still there when police turned up to arrest him. Mr. Burns said he admitted he set fire to the mast, saying because it was 5G and he believed it was dangerous. An investigation showed there were 2 sets of fire. Mr. Patterson, who said he called the fire service afterwards, was seen on CCTV climbing over a fence after forcing a padlock. Mr. Burns said it had been difficult to repair the mast and it will have to be replaced, which will cost between £100,000 and £150,000. Repairs to the roof of the garage cost almost £3,000 and will probably cost another £5,000 to fix properly, the court heard. There was a further almost £8,000 of damage to the electrics, more than £1,000 of damage to the alarm, and further damage to the plumbing. The owner of the garage has been caused stress and financial problems as a result. Tony Davies, defending, said reports showed Mr. Patterson was suffering from a psychotic episode at the time. He added, he said it was a spontaneous thing for him to go out and do what he did. Mr. Patterson previously covered himself in tinfoil, surrounded by food in order to wait out in some sort of self-made bunker in his kitchen. The court heard Mr. Patterson was admitted to a psychiatric hospital the day after the offence and has started taking his medication again and is making good progress. He told the court, "I know what I did, I was totally wrong." Mr. Patterson added that he is aware conspiracy theories are not good for his mind and said, "I just want to spend lovely time with my lovely friends and family," which also resulted in damage to the neighbouring garage, which saw tens of thousands of pounds worth of damage, including the £100,000 and £150,000 worth of damage to the mast. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, stay safe.